What's going on, everybody? Pizzo, Morgan, after pretty much an eye-popping week of athletics. How can you tell World Championships are right around the corner? You just see the word record a lot. But I want to talk about a couple things, specifically the men's 200. Look, until the day we die and long after that, the 100's always going to be the marquee event at the World Championships and the Olympics. But I'm kind of looking forward to the 200 a lot more. Noah Lyles puts up a crazy number. You got Tobago, you got Zarnell Hughes. Haven't even mentioned Andre that much, but everything that's led up to this point has got me really looking forward to this 200.
First of all, the 100 meters is like the gateway. That's the one that hooks you, and then you get to see all these other performers doing what they do in these different events. Last week, we talked about how world records are the language that people speak now. There's still a big gap between Noah Lyles' American record and Usain Bolt's world record. The gap is 19.19 to 1931, and like 1200ths of a second is nothing to us. Track and field, it might as well be a month, right? But like among the people out there competing who would come within hollering distance of an Usain Bolt world record, Noah Lyles is that guy. But to your point, like there's all these other performers popping up. And so none of this is like an automatic coronation. Like if whoever wins that will have earned it, because no one's gonna give it to him because there's so many people who are capable of running 19.7 or faster, which is exactly what you want. So if he wins, like, you know, he earned it. And if he gets upset, you know the upset matters. There is getting out there in a one-off race on the circuit and running a really fast time, but doing that after a bunch of rounds at World Championships is a bit of a different task. But again, we've seen that Noah Lyles knows how to make it happen in the one-offs, but also after rounds. It's whether the other people can repeat those performances, like in the big one-off race, can they do that after a bunch of rounds? We know that Noah Lyles can. We'll see if Tobago, Hughes, Rainier Mena can do that.
Let's shift over to the women's 100.
Yes.
You and I have spent this entire season talking about Sha'Carri, talking about Shericka, talking about Sha'Carri, talking about Shericka. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has spent much of the season on the shelf with a knee injury. Comes back this week with two races.
Yes.
10.83 and 10.82.
Yes.
Pretty much putting her hand up going, hey, guys, don't forget about me. This is a breath of fresh air, isn't it?
This is what we said at the very, very, very top of the season before we figured out that Sha'Carri and Shericka were gonna run a whole lot more races than Shelly-Ann and Elaine Thompson were, right? Is that we had 4 or 5 people that we had identified who are legitimate medal contenders, but there's only 3 medals. So we haven't seen Shelly-Ann in a while, and then I think her season opener was in the 200 at Jamaican Nationals, and that was like 3 weeks ago. That was in July, which again, for someone at her level, if she's healthy, is very unusual. But she runs Nationals in the 200 now. She makes her 100-meter season debut, and this pair of 10.8 clockings tells you that she is where she would want to be. If I'm gonna split hairs, I'm gonna say she's a long way behind her personal best, but like that is such a high level of performance. 10.60, you can't ask someone to just keep repeating that.
Yeah.
So given all these circumstances, 10.82 and 10.83 back-to-back, same week, that's very good news for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Made it look easy too.
Yeah, and maybe bad news for the rest of the women's 100-meter field. So now we have at least 5 people off the top of my head that I can name who in any other year would make up your podium. There's only 3 spots on the podium. So again, we're set up for some really, 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 really fast times, and people leaving world championships with a 10.70 something clocking and no medal to show for it, which could happen, which is mind blowing.
You mentioned earlier, 2 100ths of a second, hundredths of a second. It's nothing in real life, but it's huge in track.
Yes.
How about breaking a world record by almost 5 seconds? Faith Kipyegon is just bananas. I mean, we've talked about her. We have a video earlier on from the season about whether she's the GOAT or not. She's broken 3 world records over the last 2 months. And this one was, I'm watching it thinking, is anyone else in this? I don't even know if they finished by this point. That's how much she left the field. Almost 5 seconds. What more can we say about her?
Yeah, watching that race, it was interesting to watch some of the other runners just try to hitch a ride with Kipyegon, and then you wonder like how long they can hang on. This is a 4-lap race, 4 laps plus 9 meters, that makes a mile. And even the person most dedicated to just hanging on to Faith Kipyegon and letting Faith Kipyegon drag them to a personal best, you can hang with her for, 2.5 to 3 laps. And what's outstanding to me, what really stands out is, again, You can put this down to the wave light technology, except all the runners have the wave lights, right? You can put this down to the super shoes, except at her level, all the top runners have access to the super shoes. So it's still something else that's separating her from everyone else. And I don't know that she has an extra special super shoe that no one else has. What she has is a level of talent and training and preparation that no one else has. And you have to give credit to that.
A lot of pictures looking like this. We'll see if she can do another one
Right.
in Budapest. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Okay, that's the end of the video, but you're not at the finish line yet because we've got plenty more content. And if you want to see it, subscribe to the channel and just look at all the videos you can watch. Morgan and myself, talking track.